Marcus Simon. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you all for being here. My name is Marcus Simon. I'm a member of the House of Delegates. I represent the 53rd District, which includes Fairfax County and Falls Church. In the last few weeks, the tone of the emails I've been receiving regarding Medicaid expansion have grown more desperate, more frustrated, and frankly more incredulous. Compromise, insist the emailers. Come together and do your jobs. Pass a budget. Pass a budget that includes a bipartisan plan to address Virginia's coverage gap. I know I'm not the only one getting these emails, and I also know they're not really for me. These are for my colleagues who have offered no plan. My colleagues who continue to simply say no. After all, the fact is Governor McAuliffe has offered, and a bipartisan coalition in the Senate, by the way, have offered to compromise. Not once, not twice, not even 3 times, but at least 4. Right? Most recently, in at least his 4th attempt at a compromise, Governor McAuliffe offered ultra-conservative Indiana Governor Mike Pence's plan. So look, here's a plan you guys can buy into, right? This is one of the most conservative Tea Party governors. He's found a way to accept the federal money and close the coverage gap. House Republicans still said, not interested. Rather than engage in a substantive debate on the merits of closing the coverage gap, and those merits, by the way, are many. $5 million a day in federal tax dollars returned to Virginia, $30,000 well-paying jobs that we create right here in the Commonwealth, 200,000 working but uninsured Virginians that would have access to private health insurance plans, and $20 million in higher health insurance premiums that businesses pay every year as a result of the fact that we have to pay for coverage for these people that fall into the gap. Rather than engage in a substantive debate on these issues, on the merits, they've resorted to sort of the worst kind of backroom, smoke-filled deal-making and maneuvering to secure a majority in the Virginia Senate. A majority they couldn't win through several special elections and regular elections at the ballot box. Now they want to force through a budget that leaves at least 400,000 uninsured Virginians behind. Listen, I recognize the need to pass a budget. I know we have a need to act quickly. And that's because they've created an artificial crisis. And we spent since March 8th saying no, 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 no. Now all of a sudden, hey, wait, there's 3 weeks to go. We have to act. This is the best we're going to get. You have to act now. Well, they created this crisis, and they created this crisis, and now they want to say we got to do this. We've got to leave these folks behind. And we're not going to do that. Virginia's faced with a significant budget shortfall. The revenues come in low. The House and Senate leadership's answer seems to be to short-circuit the process, ram through a budget so they can just so they can tap into the Commonwealth's rainy day fund for $800 million. That's what they were talking about today at the budget briefing in Richmond. They said we have to pass a budget by July 1st so that we can have access to this $800 million rainy day fund. We'll just grab that money there and then we'll figure out the details later. That's irresponsible. I've got a better idea. Let's close the coverage gap. That would produce an estimated $225 million in savings this biennium. There's no reason we should reject these savings. This money will be paid for with federal dollars, which could be used towards protecting our critical core services like K-12 education and higher education. We need a budget. We need to move quickly. But we can't leave behind hundreds of thousands of hardworking Virginians who lack access to health insurance in the process. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over back to Michelle.